Hey everybody. Proceed. Hello, hello. It is that time again. I'm here. Um, and I'm having, it's not like I'm having a bad week or anything, but I am a tired girl. I'm a tired mom. That's what's going on. Okay. Doing my last little setups like I normally do. Just boom. And actually, I think I'm going to do something a little bit differently on what I have set up because normally I have stuff like behind this and that and whatever. And so I'm taking, because I have two screens, so I'm just taking each screen and making it work for me. Okay, this is now working for me. All right. So let's get into it, everybody. Last week was like a quick live too because I was like, oh, I got to do recording. And the truth of the matter is that I also have to do recording tonight, but I'm also just really tired because I got to go into work really, really, really early. And because it was a holiday week, I have to go into work again early tomorrow instead of being able, because it's 3 day from work, 2 days from home typically. So I got to make up for that third day now because it was the day up. Yes, the company I work for makes us do that. It's not nice. Okay. But that's the 9 to 5. This is GBR Life. So welcome to GBR Life. It's that time again, like I said. But let's get into this. It's Creative.ai. It's a pretty cool tool. Okay, so getting into it. Welcome everybody to the GBR Life Live. I'm coming to you right now from our Creative Hub. That's what we're calling this right now. Of course, I'm Caitlin, and today we're venturing into the fascinating world of artificial intelligence and creativity with an in-depth look at Creative.ai. Whether you're a graphic designer, a digital marketer, or anybody who thrives in the creative digital sphere, you are going to find this tool incredibly intriguing. No, I am not affiliated with them in any way. I'm not getting paid for this. I just thought it was a cool tool. And that's pretty much what I always say. But it's the truth. I review things. But anyway, so the digital age is only getting more digital. In other words, AI isn't going anywhere. And staying innovative and efficient is key. And Creative.ai is pioneering this space by combining AI with human creativity, enhancing everything from design workflows to content generation. But what makes it truly special? Well, we're going to explore that together today. And since we're live, I want to hear from you. Drop those questions, share your questions and your experiences with AI. Believe you me, I'm completely fine with it. I would actually love to hear from you. But that being said, you can always tell me also about if you've ever used Creative.ai. I would love to know that. Especially what your experience was, because I have my own opinions and we're going to get into that. But I do think that we can learn from each other. Oh, and remember, if you like what you're hearing, don't forget to hit the like button and, hearts and do all the you like the live kind of thing. So do the things and subscribe for more content. I promise you we're going to actually get into Creative.ai. And it is the one that, I don't know about all of you, maybe it's just my algorithm, but it's the one that they call like the AI Canva. That's why I decided to look into it. Because I'm like, okay, well, if I want to know, I'm sure everybody else kind of wants to know about it as well. So today we're going to break down how it works, the core features that I have found at least, and the benefits that it offers to creatives, just like hopefully everybody's on here. And then I'll do a little live demo so you can just see the inside of, Creative.ai. So first up, let's talk about what Creative.ai actually does. At its heart, it's about amplifying your creative potential using artificial intelligence. The tool is designed to assist creatives in various fields, whether you're designing stunning visuals, crafting compelling marketing copy, or even plotting out user experiences. And some of the core features you're literally looking at right in front of you. It's got the auto design function, which uses AI to generate elements based on your preferences, past projects. There's also the content wizard, which helps generate ideas and write pieces that can engage your audience effectively. And I have my hair in my face and it's getting very annoying. But it's not just about making things easier, it's about making them more fun. So it's kind of like having a brainstorming buddy who's awake 24/7 and ready to throw out ideas faster than you can. Really? That's how I look at it, at least. And it is worth mentioning that there was a recent case study with Creative.ai that was used by a marketing team by like a big company. And they said that the results were it drove 50% in increase in engagement. That's kind of huge. And it was a significant drop in the time that was required to develop the creative concepts. Kind of big when you're creating ads and stuff. And like I said, I would love to hear your own thoughts on this. So if you do want to say anything, please drop your questions or anything in here. And I promise you, I'm going to show you inside of Creative.ai as well. And also, I don't know if I want to, yeah. Okay. Sorry. I have like my notes in front and I'm like, because I want to get to the actual showing you inside of Creative.ai. But you have to know what I'm talking about first, right? But anyway, so the more you use it, the better it gets. It starts to realize the kind of things that you want because it is AI. So it's going to figure out that you have a specific style that you like or preference. It's kind of like a training puppy, but instead of training a puppy, you're training a super smart, creative robot, basically. And of course, it learns your style. So all of this is going to be available on GBRLIFE.com. So if you want to see this presentation, you can see that there. But you don't have to. You can also just watch the video because it'll be available on YouTube afterwards. So when you're getting started with Creative.ai, it's really easy. You just basically go in and set up like you would kind of normally do anything. Just go to log in. And then all you really have to do is say that you want to create a simple project. And really, like I said, because I'm not getting paid for any of this stuff, it's just kind of a fun thing that I decided that, hey, you should find out about it. I am going to say that there is a 7-day free trial that I'm currently on right now. And I do suggest that if you're interested in something like this, you should just go ahead and give it a try and just experiment with it and play around and see if you do like the features and if it's something that you could make work with your own stuff, make it more dynamic and enjoyable. I mean, go ahead and give it a try. But really, that's kind of it for the presentation part. So we are going to go into more of the actual live and going into seeing it. So let's go ahead and do that. Whoops, I didn't mean to separate that. Okay, so this is Creative.ai. This is the inside of what everybody may have seen ads for in the past. Again, because I saw an ad for it, I was extremely interested because they said one big thing, which is that it was supposed to be like Canva, but with AI, which Canva does have AI. So then I was even more interested in it because I was like, well, how is this going to be better than AI? And is this something that's really going to rival Canva? So let's show you how much it does or doesn't rival Canva. So when you go over to it and you see the front page, okay, this obviously isn't the front page. You have to sign up and you're just going to go to the regular website of Creative.ai. Also just type in Creative.ai and boom, you've got it. But this is the dashboard, like right when you log in and you've created your account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a project from scratch so you can see how quickly you go from basically concept to creation. So let's just pretend that we're designing a webinar called Empower Your Path, Unlocking Your Potential as an Entrepreneur, right? So one of the first things you're going to do, if you have any specific features you want to see or questions about the comments, be sure to also drop those in the chat because I will go ahead and go through that. But you would first go through and press not create a brand. I'm sorry. That was actually something I forgot to mention. You can create your brand. You can see I have GBRLIFE already here. Let me go ahead and click on that. And one thing that was nice going into, it went straight to projects. Well, when I did this earlier, it allowed me to just type in my website and it immediately created the brand font and coloring and everything for me. I really didn't have to tell it anything about GBRLIFE because I already had a website for it. And it was just going to press brands and then let me see if I can edit so you can maybe see. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I just typed in import from import brand for the import from website section. And then immediately it just came out with all of this. And that was amazing. I thought, wow, that's not something I've seen really anywhere. And then projects. So this is where we're going to actually do the like pretend webinar. I'm not actually having a webinar. Maybe I will though. It did give me the idea of like, maybe I should actually make this into a true thing. That being said, oh, I was going to copy and paste my little pretend webinar thing, but I didn't have it readily available because I was so prepared for this live. Okay. So in this section, you're going to see lots of different types of options because they do give a lot of options for you to decide how you want to create your content. So it could be social creatives, which is actual content. Ads are the main thing though. And I would say that this is more of an ad tool than it is anything else, but kind of so is Canva in a lot of ways because you're using it more to either create an ad or create content that's still going to drive people to whatever it is that you're trying to drive people to. So batch creatives was the other thing that I noticed. That was actually pretty cool because you can do things in batches. But so we're not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and select a basic thing, which is just ad creatives. And then from here, we get to decide on these basic parameters. So I'm going to choose just a basic post size and display, okay, medium banner. But I mean, you can see all the different options. Oh, I love that there's a half page as well. All right, next step. So you can generate your text with AI. Can I make that any bigger? There's always some little limitations. Hopefully, can you see that? You kind of can and you can't depending on if you're seeing me vertical, you won't see it perfectly, but you see majority of it. So I think I'm just going to kind of leave it like this so I can kind of see it. Sorry. Okay. So like I said, I'm going to make it, because I have it, empower your path. And then I said, unlocking your potential as an entrepreneur. Oh, I don't have enough. Okay, so we'll just say, empower your path. And then we'll just go with it. Or I can also just go with generate the text. That's another good idea. Which I also really love that. Oh, even like I'm learning with you right now because I just found out about this myself. And I've only created one other project. So no, we're going to, maybe we can scan my website. Come up with something crazy. You know what? We'll go with this. We'll just go with this. But notice that it automatically decided for me, okay, the product name and service is GBRLIFE and Mama Koala. I'm loving this even more. You know why? Because now y'all know about GBRLIFE and Mama Koala. Like I don't talk about that every 5 seconds. And then it came up with its own product description and all that stuff. But you can type in your own information. That's kind of what I was trying to do. Okay, so it's going to do that. Now save and generate. So it's going to do its own thing now. Ready to join our parenting community because I don't know why everything out there always thinks that I'm doing mostly. Oh, hey, India. I'm sorry. I forgot to look over at the chat. We are learning about Creative.ai. It is allegedly, it was supposed to be like Canva with AI. And so I had to know all about it. And I created this little thing for everybody to see exactly what Creative.ai is. And that being said, I am going to give you my little, not rating, but like how I feel about it at the very end of this. But I don't want to spoil that. So this is what I'm going to say. so far, what's been nice about this is going into it, AI has been very nicely taking over in the ways that you kind of want it to take over. Because at the end of the day, if I don't want to have to figure out what I'm doing, I don't have to. And when I go over here, like for the landing page or the website, remember, if you're doing like a webinar or you have a blog post or you have a podcast, I mean, you literally just have to type that in right here. Of course, if you had like an episode, I would put the episode here so that it's generating the content based off of the episode versus just the website, for example, like the main website. So instead of me putting GBRLIFE.com, I would have put GBRLIFE.com, one of my blog posts, right? And then it would pull out the information based off of that. And why do we want that? Because then it's doing the legwork for you. It's making AI work for itself or itself. This is not free after the 7 days, and I will show pricing at the end of this as well. So when I did just put in GBRLIFE.com, or you don't have to do that. You can also type it in over here. And I thought it could allow me to type in so much more, but apparently it doesn't. But it auto-generated all of that for me. So it was pretty cool. Didn't have to do much. And then from there, I just pressed next, basically, so that I could choose my background image. So, I mean, I can just select an image and say, what was it saying? Like something about parenting? Because it always makes GBR Life about parenting, but GBR Life is so much more than parenting, but we'll go with it. So we'll select this. Apparently you can also buy the photos or you can do free. So you can see that this one doesn't have anything. We'll select that one. That's a really cute photo. I love photos like that because I have little children. And what am I thinking about all the time is the little children and picking them up and going, I love you so much. Okay, my children. I'm not creepy. So that all being said, like I always say, and I'm tired, so I'm allowed to be a little ridiculous tonight. I'm giving myself the leeway for that. Okay, so it just automatically added this photo. But now I can also give it a name if I want to, and we're just going to say testing, but pressing generate. And now it's creating my little content. Design. That's the word. It's creating my design. Just double checking that you guys can see. Okay. Yeah, you can see it. All right. So from there, you can edit all of the content that it comes out with. You can convert it to a different layout. So thinking Canva, if you know Canva, it can convert it from, like it says here, a post to a landscape to a story. So it's just resizing it. The edit all would be editing the text, the image, or the logo because, you know, obviously you may want to use more than one of these. So it's just doing that bulk edit for you. So those are very basic to me because a lot of tools can do that. But from here, it automatically created all of this. Now, because of what they were saying, and they were like, oh, this is supposed to be like Canva, but better because it's using AI. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to start going into a little bit of my thoughts on it. I thought it was going to be bigger and better. I really did. The only thing that I saw in here that was amazing, other than, okay, you can just add your website and it'll kind of create it, is also that it gives you a rating. In a way, they're rating themselves as to what they feel is the most like what you were probably looking for based off of what it found for you. In other words, this looks more like a parenting thing for them. The words match better with this style, what it thought that you were looking for. And of course, there's the inspiration galaxy, because that's a word to go with that. I mean, gallery. So, you know, it's pretty good in the sense that it gives you all of that basics. But would I choose this over Canva? Me personally? No. But that doesn't mean that this isn't a great tool for a lot of people, you know? And then in addition to that, you can download because you got your stuff already ready immediately. But you can also just quickly edit in the individual posts. So you can do just your quick edit, just the one thing. You can also change your logo, font color, image, whatever, just for the one. So maybe you wanted to do 2 different things, but you wanted it in the same way. There you go. You can just edit it with your quick edit on the one single post or design. Or you can use the studio editor. Now, I'm not going to lie here as well. I thought it was going to be a little bit more intense of what it could do because, again, they compared themselves to Canva. And it's just not, because Canva can do way more. And I have a video on that, so you can always check that on YouTube. But for what it's offering, this really isn't so bad either, because it is way more AI centric than I think I've seen many other tools out there. Because again, all I had to do to have it come up with all of this was just put my website in. That does cut down on a lot of time. As somebody who does everything completely by myself for my entire business, nobody else is doing it, right? So I don't always have a lot of time to do every single step. But something like this would definitely alleviate that issue. However, I also personally like the opportunity to make it a little bit more involved. But if you're doing something basic, like say you just have you're just selling t-shirts, and it's a lot more of a basic business that you are trying to create content for. And when I say content, really, that's why I keep saying it's more ad-based, because this is basic content that you would just put on like a carousel type post, or maybe just a quick photo in something. I wouldn't look to this to make your main content, obviously. It's meant more for an ad. So also if you're doing an ad campaign, an email campaign, these are also really, this is a great app for that as well. Let me go, close editor. You can save the changes or discard the changes. I'll discard. And then the other great thing is that, of course, if you started editing something, it's not like when you press close, it's gone. It's still there for you to use if you really want to use that. All right. Also, if you're worried about data security, Creative.ai is built with the latest security protocols to ensure that your data and creative assets are protected, and they take protection and privacy seriously. That's always something that I think a lot of people look into these days. And if you're, interested in this tool and being a little bit more creative in a way that's very basic but quick, I would definitely say give it a try. This is not something that is going to replace Canva, but it is going to be a very quick and easy way to make those ads, but you do have to pay for it. So this is basically it though. You would just download and that's it. And I do want to scroll down a bit so you can see all of the different options that they really do give you for that design. And you can batch create like I showed a little bit earlier. I mean, I really just showed the button, but you can batch create. So, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot of options that they give you. And you can download all of them. You can download this one and this one. You see, because there's different options to do that. But it's by rating. Oh, also, apparently, right up top, download all. And of course, because it's AI and it's subscription-based, unfortunately, everything happens to be credit-based. And so, since we were talking about credits, let's go into price. Okay. I am on the free plan that is going to expire. It's only for 7 days. Again, I have no affiliation here. So if you go do this, if you don't, that's completely fine. It doesn't bother me. But this is what you're paying for. And I did notice that they give you the 50% discount if you do the yearly plan within those 7 days. But I also kind of saw that when you were going to sign up too. So I'm assuming that's just automatically the actual price and just how they're getting people in. I don't see and haven't really noticed if you can continue that 50% off through the time. I need water. Through the years, or if that's just the first year. So that's something to also consider. Before you sign up on anything, you should know, is that 50% off going to continue, or it's just the first year, which most of the time it's just the first year. All right, so the startup plans, you can see there's your credits. But you can pay for more credit. So if you know that you're going to use more, you can go with your startup plan, for example, and then add an additional $100, well, two brands, but 100 credits. Now, they are saying it's as affordable as Canva. I have Canva. No, I would say that Canva is cheaper. But this is more AI-centric, whereas Canva does have a lot of AI potential. And they are using a lot more AI. It's not like this. It's getting there, and I've used some of the AI within Canva, and it's fantastic. I love Canva, so I'm not knocking Canva. But this definitely picked up on it, I think, a little bit better than Canva did. That being said, Canva, again, I love Canva, so I could never put this above Canva because they are always coming out with new things, and they always have their team working on creating something bigger and better constantly. So if this is ahead of Canva today, I promise you Canva is not far behind, and it's going to catch up. But if you're spending $30 a month off the yearly, is this the yearly or the month? Okay, for the monthly, or if you go to the yearly, it would be $15 a month, which makes sense because it's the half off. Or the professional plan or the agency plan. You can see the prices right in front, so I'm not going to go through all of it. It could be worth it because it depends on what you're doing, because it did make it 1,000 times easier to create an ad, essentially, that you would be able to schedule very quickly, especially, okay, this is the other thing I'm going to say to this. Because you can cancel this really anytime, technically, if you're doing things in batches, like I schedule my entire year out the year before. So my entire year is planned. I know exactly what I'm going to talk about next week. I know exactly what blog posts I'm going to say, everything. It's all planned out. Do I have the flexibility to change it? Absolutely. But if I wanted to, I could take a tool like this. And because I have my entire thing set up, I could go in here and really bulk create. Go up to my limits and credits, finish up what I'm doing, wait for the next month, go to my limits and just bulk everything that I can and spend a whole lot less money overall. But then I would have to cancel as soon as I'm done. And then the question there is it still going to be a better financial option over Canva? And it's going to depend on what you're using it for. Again, if you have a basic t-shirt store or setup, this could really work. It's very basic, but it's quick. If you're doing something that you're really trying to bring people in, I don't know. I don't see this as being that. But for $15 a month, it may be that for you. I don't know. It's going to depend on you. That's what I always say. And because there's big companies who are using this and they've had big changes in their revenue. And I think it's really because you can do the bulk creations and you can be very consistent, especially when you're doing ad campaigns. You can really get a whole bunch of these designs out there and just blast it in front of everybody to make sure that everyone knows that you exist. One thing, I've said it in other lives, is I learned this from a marketing company. Apparently it takes up to, I don't remember the amount of times, but I think it's like between 3 and 10 times that a customer actually sees you before they consider even clicking on your stuff. And Creative.ai really knew that themselves, because I didn't click on anything to do with them until I had seen, like, I don't know, the 10th ad. Then I was like, what is this thing that you're saying that you're like Canva? It took a few ads before I was interested, because a lot of things can say that, and we're scrolling things all the time. But that can work for you. If you have that t-shirt company, you can create a whole bunch of your different designs, add that in there, because remember, you're doing it based off of that link. So it's going to pull up the t-shirt that's directly on that link, and boom, you've got a whole bunch of different design options to send out to everybody for your ad campaign. And you did it in probably 10 minutes or less. That's big. And for $15 a month, I do think that that's kind of worth it. But if you're doing something bigger, like what GBR Life is, it's a blog, it's a vlog, it's a podcast, and a clothing line, Mama Koala. So for me, 10 credits a month, even if I'm doing things in bulk, I'm going to blow through that in 5 minutes. That's not going to work for me. So this isn't something I plan on continuing, but it is definitely something that others might. Okay. So that was that. Going back over here. Let's get into what I'm planning for next week, because we are at that point now. I know it was a shorter live because normally I'm like on for an hour. It's been a half an hour. So I want to say thank you to everybody who joined my live. I love every single one of you every single time, because I see you guys come on and it just makes me feel extremely special to see you. I don't know. I love it. I mean, I do get excited, and I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I don't want to go live because I'm very tired that night, but then I'm like, oh, but I don't want to be inconsistent and not have you guys see me, because I do have some great information that I love, love, love to share with you, especially tools, but also insights. So next week, I'm going to be discussing dream chasing, how to pursue dreams and goals, even with a busy schedule. To me, this is one of my favorite lives that are going to come up, because I have had plenty of naysayers in my life telling me not to keep going, and I did not stop. I pursue my dreams no matter what, and believe you me, there are some dreams that many people around me thought, that will never happen. Oh, but it did. And we're going to get into that next week. Not about me, but just how to do it. I promise I don't make it all about me every single time, because then it's not interesting. I want to know about you. Make sure to, chat. And if you're watching this afterwards, I love to see comments. I do respond back to you. I'm losing my mouth. And apparently my voice. Stay creative, stay connected. Remember, keep pushing the boundaries of your creativity. Subscribe, like, and if you're watching, like I said, as a YouTube video after, make sure to hit the bell icon and all that fun stuff to be able to see afterwards if you're watching it on social media. Whatever the stuff is that you would be able to see that I went live, make sure to click on all those things. But I am live every Wednesday at 9:45 Central Standard Time, guys. I am in the Central Standard Time zone, which is always very exciting to see how late you guys are on. Knowing you have to go to work tomorrow. Oh, Liquid Cow, I cannot wait for next week as well. But in the meantime, Liquid Cow and everybody else who is watching, be sure to check out the blog and the podcast for more tips and tricks, and take a look at Mama Koala, because there's a new line out, a collection out for, spring, summer, all the good stuff. Because you don't have to be without GBR Life in your life, like I say at the end of all of my videos, because of all the content that's around. So until next time, I cannot wait to talk to you all then.